detener el video e iniciar video. Ahí está cargando. Vamos. Carga. Ahí está el coreano que
high ground there for a moment. Thought he could have pulled that one off. Mr. Savage has eyes on Clarity G, does put the pressure on him. Now Clarity's going to have to deal with a player that's behind and in front of him. So just shadow bombs on out of there. He's going to have another one to use as well in case he needs to pop it, but it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be paying any attention to him.
Una persona en directo, comenten que los que se queden en este directo hasta el final pueden llevarse un baile, o sea, me agregan hoy y muy pronto les llegará un baile.
Controller players, actually, he was our first controller player to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. Perhaps it's going to be the opportunity that he was looking for, Monster. Put himself on this stage. Get a big opportunity. Things have slowed down here for a moment. He's looking to overtake that roof. He can get it. He can get possession of that. Head it on out. That's Commandment. Commandment's going to be sitting at the top 5 if I'm correct. Currently, a good fight here between two quality players.
Not a battle he wants to lose. Lots of proof here. Unknown Army, one of the few controller players in it. We saw Wolfies have a big day yesterday. That wall's his. He's got the aggro. The last one is not, though.
He's charging right in, and Commandment's going to have to get out of there. He didn't want to deal with that player. He knew the Unknown Army just had that lead on him. Wisely enough, and look at the health there. That's why Commandment does not want to go for that fight. He could be in dire straits right now, as Unknown Army does have the light lead.
Staircase first, so clean.
Doing this all with a controller. You know we have millions of players that play on controller at home, and he goes in, does apply white damage. One more, that's gonna do it. Commandment was in third place, and Unknown Army now made him put in the place that he wanted him to. Dominant.
And a little taunt to throw some salt on the wound right there. Now hop into the other side of the map. We have Blaster. Looking for a vehicle. He does have a baller. His main priority right now is metal and more loot.
Take a look here. We got Martine. He's got eyes on a target. Also using his Sky Stalker skin. One of my personal favorites. Charges forward with that drum gun. Close range, but no! It was Low Boom who gives him the hands there. Fun fact, Christian, our boy from Fortnite VR Live, told me look out for Low Boom. Someone to definitely take eyes on. They did eliminate one another, though. So Boom, not in this one. Maybe you can find some better luck in games 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that is the risk you take when you jump into someone's box here in the Fortnite world. Leshy, another controller player, bringing it back to the good old nostalgic Tilted Towers for that close-range PvP. He's going to get shot a few times right there, but still keeping his cool. He has plenty of extra shields and mobility. Shockwaves are going to be great.
Ojalá que llegaren un pico por la World Cup.
That's what it is. 4 players in Neo Tilted right now. You have to be careful.
This is a controller battle, actually.
Let's see who can best one another here. Leshy's probably looking to take this wall. Bring it to the building now. Get that high ground over his opponent. Astonis is just waiting, not making a sound here, seeing if he can bait Leshy into a trap play. Let's see.
Yo creo que Tifui puede ganar este torneo. A ver si gana Tifui.
The number one thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume. Just the sheer presence of where we are. Some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. They were just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. No reason for me to try and go above and beyond anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
They're looking to take any walls that they can just to get control, have a little bit of an
Ayer
advantage
te
here.
fue matando
Yeah,
Ninja
this is
Kid.
basically like a Fortnite equivalent of an arm wrestling match right now. Maybe for some of our parents who are joining us here for the first time, haven't watched Fortnite before, they're really just struggling to try and get positioning over the other player. That is the struggle that they're wrestling with here. See, use wrestling again, worked out well that time.
All right, Lesh this time has decided to commit. He is now down face to face. There is nowhere. Astonish confronting. He goes into it.
Oh
Lands
my
the
God.
two shot. And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the
La partida
wall,
sigue
you
con
have to
79
recognize you are in
jugadores
big
ahora.
danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players
Creo que
here,
la final de
Legendary,
Salos.
is going to be in a fight right now. On the side, loses the high ground. Oh, man.
Este tipo ni lo vio, ya
That
lo
is
mataron.
rough. Legendary not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded into. That's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Legendary just not really connecting the dots today, but it's not over yet. We're only halfway through this competition here.
There's Lechi who has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lechi, who's sitting right now at 2 elims currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players across the world, Leshi, very dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Leshi, and they'll punish you, right? When you have the controller, you have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever. But the reality is, right, you got the full use of your arm. They have the use of your thumbs. But when you push in for there, you just don't want to box with them inside of that. It's very rough to deal with.
Maybe Ruck said it best, just the age difference. Leshi's 15, could just be a
Ah,
little
bueno,
fast.
yo lo dejo.
Yeah,
Con los jugadores vivos. A ver qué pasa después.
And I competed for a very long time. Got through.
¿Con qué baile me quedo?
Just in this fight here, for the moment,
Ah, con
does
este.
get ownership of the wall because that player does disengage above him, and he hears that movement all around. You also get an eye on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the mini map where players are going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle, but that blue triangle, that other player goes right in for the fight. It's going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top himself back up.
This is very intense here.
Yeah.
Y se escapa.
Yeah, you don't want to go for that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving it for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it to disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players playing cautiously, as they should, with what's on the line here. But Crew, oh, he marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face. He throws a peace sign to the crowd when he takes that player Lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is so dangerous to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and
¿Mr. Savage?
Left
Escuché algo como
was
Mr. Savage
responsible,
ahí.
again, for a big upset in the last game, taking out the likes of some huge names towards the end game. But Kurtz here with a heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow up with that infantry rifle? He's coming up. He's getting this little peek on right here.
I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that
Después
weapon
de esta partida vamos a
is.
las Pro Homes. Aunque después de una Pro Homes que dura como 6 minutos, habría que salir y nos ayudaría al directo de esto. Es por eso que no. What? Ahí tiene el juego de intensidad.
Has 2 shockwave nades.
And you got to give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite. And he found himself at the Fortnite World Cup stage. I don't think it gets any better than that. That is a dream story here.
Yeah, in competitive gaming, you take those risks if you want it so badly. If you want it more than you have to breathe. You just go for that moment. You never know what's going to happen. This could very well be a lot of the people in this arena next year playing on that stage.
Que ir cargando.
Courage is saying that
que traiga más
going along with what he said.
Ahí está Tifu.
All right, but here
Con la
we
siguiente
have
temporada 4.
Tifu playing his classic high ground
Guardiando ahí.
center map, more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Yep, movement
Yeah,
options for him, which in the last game at the Shadow Bombs didn't really pan out for him because King very thirsty went for just all the water he could possibly get out of that one, and I say he certainly was quenched in his thirst. But then Tifu now, this is sometimes you're flying and then you just become a magnet, and that is unfortunate.
Oh no, mataron a Tifu.
Clarity G who picks up Tifu, unfortunately right there with
Pobre
one
Tifu.
wall open from behind him.
That's
Not
so
placed down, unfortunately.
That's so difficult. There's time to fly into the sky, and then the entire server just looks right at
Tienen
you.
54 vivos.
All about
Ahora el inventario ya deja
here,
de...
but that's the risk we take. So now looking at Link here. Link putting some pressure up above. Remember, Storm Surge isn't effective in these games, so you have to be hyperactive. You have to be proactive for seeking for damage. But when you commit to battle, you are more than likely going to have to finish that battle. We have Robabs just kind of looking up. He's holding that edit though. He is ready to open it up. I think he's going to trade fire as soon as Link goes for the shot. Now they're both playing that little mind game right here. Who's going to go first now?
Son muy pequeñas como para tipos de 54, 74.
This is what we like to call a shambles loadout, as Link doesn't have much loot.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's going to have to try again in the next game. Robabs does manage to get the better. Oh man, this is intense. Now we're at 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive, staying in this one to the placement points.
Este creo que puede ganar. A ver, yo le estoy yendo a este voto de ese tipo.
Astonish in these 1v1 battles. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. And oh man, with a loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone favor right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got tons of stuff to work with. No reason why Leshy can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Controller player. Let's not forget yesterday, Wolfie's controller player getting 2nd place here in the Fortnite World Cup Duos competition, along with his teammate Rojo.
Quedan pocos torneos para el final.
Applying the pressure. With that shockwave nade, he gets right on top of a nice spot, nice position, kind of planning himself, understanding a player's going to be around there, but now all these players looking right at him as he just has to play defense. No choice. Gets tagged up a little bit, loses some of his shields. He'll be okay for the time being.
The amount of players you see on the stadium side that once he showed his self to that angle right there, and everyone just collapsed on him. That is so scary. And it's still coming in, but he's fending himself off, punishing another player off to the east side right there. There's Leshy. If he can figure out that player is the same one that just tried to make a move on him, it could spell disaster for Evil Mare.
Evil Mare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? He's sitting at just above half HP. Right above him is going to be Clash. Got pieces as well. Down low on the flooring. There's Clash. Good loadout as far as weaponry is concerned. Also has that glider. The HP he has currently. I want to take advantage of a shadow bomb or something like that rather than exposing yourself to the sky. But this is another play from earlier on, I believe. Or actually, no, Storm Surge active currently, and we are in live. Apologies there.
So he's sitting on 2 ballers here. You see one here. He knows his opponent's going to have to go for one, but I guess a little bit of scouting there is going to realize someone's waiting, baiting all of the loot as well.
Also off screen, Leshy did take out Evil Mare. You mentioned that before, Monster. Ended up happening in Storm now. 65 HP. Where is this player that went in for the fight?
It's Wakey. Wakey's right nearby. Storm and Wakey are sitting now in the zone here. Biding time here. Wakey, 3 eliminations, tied up for the most elims in the game so far. You have Wakey, Leshy, and Aspect, all at 3 eliminations so far.
Saben que mi voto está hacia el tipo que tiene la señal negro futbolista.
In game number 3, players have boxed up. They want to play this slow game. Wait for anyone to make a mistake. It's going to be hard, but for some players like Dubs, they're going to need it. Because thus far, it has not
Cada
gone
movimiento
well
cuenta
for,
en estas
I would
partidas.
say, one of the favorites here.
Dubs did go for the shot, unfortunately could not connect. It looks like Clarity's going to pick up Core Gaming there instead. Dubs, we saw in the previous game, do that
Solo vi
baller
algunas
all the way
personas
to
que
the
fueron
end
muy
game.
agresivos en
Really
el gol
playing
post y que
slow
mataron
and
a
methodical here. You can't stand still. Dubs has definitely found himself a target nearby.
You see some
Voy a volver a
they're
centrar.
just looking at each other. They know exactly.
¿Se detenió el video? Demonios. Ah, otra vez tiene que volver a cargar. Vamos, carga.
Finish for him, top
Ahí
5,
está.
top 3, maybe even a victory royale, right? But ideally that.
You tried to catch him right there.
That
You
would've
saw
been
that?
wild.
You wanted to put him in the box for a second there and take it.
Grabbed him right there. Player will have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually
Yeah,
pretty
pequeño.
interesting as well because Class is desperate right now for an Elam. He has to really feed off of a siphon. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety edits, making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
Tengo que mover 33 segundos.
Tons of builds here. And then the Storm. Now the Storm's starting to push. Look at Lecce still going for shots as players are moving about. I think I saw a player get right in his face. He did pop that shadow bomb. Now we're going to the game 1 winner, Booga. He's dealt 420 damage in
Saben
this
que estos
match.
tipos tienen como
Hasn't taken a single
más de
shot.
una
One
victoria en
elimination
solitario.
for him right now. As now the action feed begins to fall. You see so many names getting eliminated one by one. Bizzle out of this one. That was from Lecce, who's having one heck of a game, taking out some big names.
It is really going down right here. You can just kind of breathe in this overhead view.
Oh my God, mira cuando
EU doesn't
se
even
lo-
realize he
se
has the
lo
high
difícil.
ground right now. Clarity G just nearby as well. Bugga at the upper layers in this
48
end game.
segundos para
Just trying to
nada.
avoid that lower ground congestion. All these players
Ahí
are
está el
just
negro, ahí
slammed
está el
in the
tipo
middle
que le
right here.
apoyo.
As Andretta gets the high ground. We haven't
Yo
seen
ya
much of
apoyo a ese
Andretta
tipo.
so far.
Si gana,
You gotta be careful. Those shockwaves will really sting and
si
take
gana,
that
le tengo
placement
que
from
comprar
you.
algo en la temporada de ese negro cuando vuelva.
So far, but does manage
Tengo
to
que
maintain the
comprármelo.
high ground. Lost it for a brief moment,
Algo
but
así
by
tengo que
staying
hacer.
up
Algo de la
outside
de los
of
fútbol
the
lo
Storm
tengo que
to
comprar.
regain some of those builds. On
El
the right
baile.
side of your screen, you got Booga and
Y si gana
Lecce.
ese negro,
A great game that
me voy a
he's managed
comprar el
to put
baile.
together with 5 eliminations. Booga, your game 1 winner. Maybe looking to get a second win on the board. How massive will that
Hasta ahora
be for your
solo tengo el
current
baile de
first
básquet.
place
¿Dónde está?
player?
Leslie
Ahí
just
está.
picked up his 6th elimination now. He is really popping off right here.
Pushing too, a big player there, and a big connection for him. Lots of builds to work with. Booga does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Booga, one of the superior box fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene.
Vamos a ver lo que pueden. No, olvidar los things tan pesados. Nada, sí es capaz. No.
Finally eliminated, but what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally come to a conclusion when he went for
Yo
high
apoyaba al
ground.
negro ya. Si el
Now
negro no
it's
puede,
Booga
ese tipo
again
puede.
with 11
Tiene toda
players
su vida
remaining.
y
We're
todo.
about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
Booga last we saw.
No, ya.
Does get taken out right
Eso me
there.
pasa por
Unfortunately,
apoyarle.
it's Peter Pan
Ese tipo.
who takes him out with 6 eliminations. Peter Pan,
El
the
tipo
dark horse right
está
now.
muerto.
He's going to get wiped out here too, but it's still a great game. Wakey, we saw leading
Es
in
increíble que
eliminations
todos los
at
que
one point,
apoyo
is
se
still
mueren.
popping off as well.
Skype's in
Ya,
this
ese
one as
tipo,
well. Maybe he's
apoyémoslo.
gonna get a back-to-back win. Riverside, he's got the high ground. He's got the explodes. He sees players. He has
Vamos,
11
sí
builds.
pueden.
So he has to be very
Ese tipo sí puede.
conservative with this. Does
No
pop
tengo
that
mucha
player in the
confianza en este
baller,
tipo.
forcing them down. Going in for the
Ya,
engagement
sí,
now.
este tipo sí sabe construir, sabe defender. Ese tipo, mis respetos si gana. No, hermano, ¿qué vas a hacer? No comentes estupidez. Oh, vamos, ese tipo gana. Lo apoyo desde el fondo de mi corazón. No la cagues, güey. Te estoy apoyando con todo corazón. Vamos, gana. Ahí está, la victoria está asegurada para este tipo. Su victoria está asegurada, tiene la altura y todo. Al menos que se lance un cohete en su cabeza y ya es como para decir, pero ¿qué he hecho en mi vida? Se lanza un cohete, no miren cuántas vidas tiene y el tipo se está defendiendo desde abajo y este tipo medio que está tonteando con la subida. Oh my god, aquí llega la final, el tipo muere y gana el otro. GG, eso me pasa por apoyar. Y el tipo no se la cree, el tipo sabía que iba a ganar. Entonces, el tipo tenía toda la ventaja de estar abajo y quedarse en una buena posición por la zona. Y ese tipo no se decía qué estaba haciendo con su vida. En su pobre corazón le está doliendo. Ahí está el play. Mira, es que el tipo no sabía qué estaba haciendo con su pinche vida, solo pensaba cohetes, ¿sabes? Pensando que un cohete le podría dar, sabiendo que ese cohete se ha vuelto más inofensivo. Y ahí lo mata, y el tipo construye como loco. Ahí está. ¡Pum! Es que este gordo no sale de su casa. Juega Fortnite las 28 horas al día. Bueno, 24, pero 28 para él. The play. Aquí son las opiniones. Bravo.
Finally getting that win. So second place in game 2, game 3 gets first place. He has to be feeling very good about that.
That is the kind of performance he was looking for, and it must feel good to finally solidify a victory over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, it's like it's just a load off your shoulders, man. Honestly, because I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's like, I just want to get this win. Now with that, Dubs goes up to third place. At the top though, Sky, he managed to make it to the end game, as well as Buga. So, our three winners, 1, 2, and 3, in the order of which makes it their victory.
Hay alguien que increíblemente dicho 12 kills. Y el tipo de 12 kills se llama King.
King is still here too, as is Psalm, as is Commandment. They've all been in the running, but that was a great fight.
No, pero muy lamentable que el tipo que quedó en segundo lugar haga tantas estupideces.
Here at 11th through 20th, Epic Whale, Fwexy, and Isa all managed to
aprendamos
get up
no
in the
usar los
standings.
recuerdos para
Here's Left Eye and Wakey. Oh, what a game that was. Game 3 did not disappoint, but I did get word that we have Dubs standing by with Jordan Fisher to get his thoughts on that win.
A massive, massive victory royale for Dubs here, a definite crowd favorite. A lot of people really excited to see you play today. Two games in a row, 1v1 situations. Obviously, you're playing for placement here, and we're seeing this action happen in real time. Your baller maneuverability, you're staying in the baller for so long. Obviously helped you win that right there at the end. Yo, the Rockets are coming down on you hard. What are you thinking in this moment? You're trying to get high ground. What's going on?
Last game I was just purely playing for placement and trying to hold out in the ball, and it worked.
Pero
obviously we got that big board. Okay, going into these next matches, you're sitting in a pretty great position right now, if I do say so myself. What are you thinking? What strategy going into this right now?
I'm just gonna keep trying to play consistent, and I should be good.
Golden Boy, Monster D-Face, it's feeling amazing down here. How's it feeling up there?
I think the feeling's mutual, my friend, because these have been excellent games. I love duos, right? You and I, we talk about all the time, right? We love casting duos, but there's just something special about when it's just you, the game, solos, competition, the way battle royale, and dare I say, suppose Dr. Lupo, the ultimate battle royale.
There's just no room for error in solos. There's no, buddy there, no battle buddy to come pick you up when you get dropped, you get sniped. Make a mistake, and we saw this happen earlier today. The Dr. Lupo is not old.
He's not old.
Hey, dad fam out there?
He's just a little elderly. That's all it is. As am I. So, what a game that was. And I understand, though, we actually have Cam standing by with a special announcement. Sub down. What's up?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Monster. And while we're here in the midst of the largest Fortnite event in history, you're probably wondering what comes next. Well, as we said before, competitive Fortnite isn't going anywhere. Once Season 9 wraps up and we move into our next season, we'll be debuting the Fortnite Championship Series. This will give players a chance to compete against the best of the best, where every single result matters. The leaderboard to track results over the course of the season. Follow your favorite players on their quest to become the first season champions with millions of dollars at stake. Now, this is just a taste of what's to come as we also plan on stepping up our competitive efforts across the board. So, keep your eyes peeled for more news as you root on your favorite competitors in the back half of the matches. Golden Boy, Monster, back to you, gentlemen.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't even know that was coming. Oh, look at you. That was pretty dope. Fortnite Championship Series?
Can I just say, did you hear that? Every placement matters. Wait, is this something you guys have been wanting or something like that?
Dicen que era mejor poner a Lab en el segundo lugar que a SMN, que se lanzó a cohetes. Y pues una gran decepción para nosotros, que desvió con Amerito, una pelea. Pero como consiguió puntos, lo tuvimos que meter.
Managed to pull it away in glorious fashion. And then Skype in game number 2, outpositioned Dubs. But Dubs got his redemption and picked up a game 3 win just now. He said with Jordan that he wanted to remain consistent. He's been playing the baller play. There's a lot of strategies that players can implement here.
Creo que va a comenzar una nueva partida. Otra vez, imagino que gana el gordo otra vez. Yo creo que el gordo al menos se va a hacer una kill, yo creo. No creo que descanse después de una victoria. Ahí también se desespera. Todo el mundo se desespera. Oh my god, es un esqueleto. Pero no he visto a nadie hasta ahora que tenga la skin que yo tengo en agosto. Por algo la camiseta, ¿no? Ya te recibimos para el final de esta.
No one knew who this kid was, and then he shocked the world. That, my friend, is undisputed. But the next game is going to start up. Game 4 about to begin. New York City, come on, let me hear you. It's about to start. It's about to kick off. These players need your energy. The battle bus is getting loaded, and look at everyone in the stands.
Oh, marshmallows. Ayer marshmallow murió por ti, qué triste.
You love to see it, but this has been a wild day thus far.
Now the question is, can Bugga, Skype, and Dubs continue to hold their lead? We saw King fall out of the running last game, and it set him back 4 placements.
That's right. That's right. King is going to be someone we have to keep.
¿Cuánta gente va a participar en el torneo? Creo que es toda o la media parte de la gente que va a participar.
Sure, why not?
A king out there.
He really is, man. You got, I think someone on the Fortnite competitive Reddit said,
ya
if you
cayeron.
have that name and you take out a player like you got to live up to it.
That's
you
right.
got to live up to it. There's the standings once again to get you all up to speed. Bugga still holding on to his first place position. Skype and Dubs right behind him. Dubs behind Skype by 1 point only. This is the spread of the island thus far. Paradise Ponds. Some players are going to start to land over there in just a little bit.
Dude, Frosty Flights, what is going on there? I see 7 arrows or so just outside of where Dubs is currently positioned. Dubs, our last match winner, in great fashion. You can see he's playing the crack shot house here where tons of chests spawn.
I'm also noticing over at the block, I saw another player there. I did not expect another body by the block, but he ended up disengaging out of there. And Clarity G off screen, Legendian as well. They're going to be some of the first to fall in game 4.
Here's a nice little fun fact. 46 of 68 points were scored in the online opens through Dubs placement strictly. So he definitely knows how to get to endgame. We already know him as one of the most mechanically gifted players, especially with his duo partner Mega, who, by the way, they're both qualifying. One of the only teams that are full qualified.
And sitting right next to one another as well, as you saw when Dubs picked up the win. First person to congratulate him, his teammate Mega. Now, Rux. There you go. That's what I want out of Rux. At the start, Arkrum. That is a big elimination. Shaking the head, shaking the head.
Feels bad, man.
Oh,
when friends collide. Ouch.
Yeah, that is a rough one. Then you got Nixon Niddle. Nick's a Brazilian player. He was clinical during the qualifiers. Always seeing him in the top 10 each and every week that he played. Everyone in the region, everyone in the Brazil region knows how good Nix is. There's one player right below him, and maybe Niddle is going to experience that for himself. Nix does have that life lead here. We'll have that shield advantage. Niddle a little weak on the HP side as well.
Listen, Nix is here to show why he's the first qualified solo and duo player from the Brazilian region. There's only a few players who have the title of being fully qualified or double qualified for the competition. Nix is one of them.
He's hearing all that movement up above him. Niddle does have the high ground. He goes in for the challenge, and that's Nix doing it for the region, doing it for Brazil. More cowbell, please.
Nix versus Niddle. Nix comes out on top. He wiggles his finger at the camera and says, no, no, not today. Snobby Shores is his home here.
And the good news is he won't get eliminated right away. He might have to see this little I love you, buddy.
You know, no instant karma for him.
No instant karma for him.
Take a look at Moffin. One of our few players representing the Asian region here.
Japan as well, 15 years of age. Got a lot of great players from Japan that have joined us in New York City this weekend.
Tons of young competitors. We saw a great performance from Sino and O-King yesterday, but Letwike and Twins, they've really been going at it here and in Paradise Palms.
The only players here, so the winner of this one's going to take it all. 7 builds for Letwike currently. HP, a little dire. Twins also going to be in a rough spot too, and then won't get an opportunity to be able to pop that big potion there unless he goes for it. Okay, he's making it happen. He's going for the big potion pop, and he does get it. That's going to give him a slight advantage in this fight.
The difference was no hesitation here as Letwike is going back in it, even with the health disadvantage here.
Oh, that shield's going to be gone out of that one, Monster. Let does go up above him, and no! Twins got caught looking, and that's Let, who will benefit with that Chug Jug.
I'll tell you this, so much confidence. Confidence is key when it comes down to these PvP battles. He just went all the way. He was committed, and he was, hell-bent on getting the win there. But Ghost Issa, we haven't seen any Shifty Shafts action all weekend long. Good to see Ghost Issa here on the main stage, as he deserves as much love as anyone else. What's he going to do? How's he going to represent for himself and his fans?
It's a battle, cross-regional battle here between Moffin and Issa. Moffin from Japan, putting this region on the map, perhaps. Issa, well-known player in the space. He's been at this for quite a while. Off-screen, you just saw King's name in the action feed against Teak. Another shot, actually. Issa getting third party. And sometimes when you're in these fights, you just don't expect when another player, they're going to hear the gunfire. So they're going to try and push the fight, maybe get an advantage out of it. And it's Mega. Mega marches on in and gets the better of Issa. Now it's going to have to deal with Moffin. Does not have that floor quite yet. Moffin's holding it down. Does he get the hack through? Moffin goes in for the fight, but that's going to be another one. Number 2 for the Mega Man.
We wanted some Shifty Shafts action, and we got it right there. They are just unfortunately in the warpath of Mega. He lands right outside of this area. Good on him to rotate through here and catch him off guard. Here's a nice little replay from King taking out Teak.
Yeah, the King elimination on Teak. Huge for him.
All right, Unknown Army. We touched up on him in his past earlier today. At one point, he was actually somewhat shunned out of the competitive discourse for being too aggressive. Little did he know that was the perfect way to find himself here at the World Cup stage, because it was all about pushing players and getting eliminations.
Everyone has their opinion and strong opinions within the competitive community.
I'll tell you this, he came right back as being everyone's favorite friend all of a sudden.
That's good. That's good. Obviously, it's, this is a competitive game that is still continuing to evolve and grow. Players, trying to learn one another's personalities and stuff. I understand we do have a replay, though, from one of the other eliminations that had happened earlier on. This is Pika. Look at this. Pika jumping forward, finds one in front. That's the third party. And this player now having to look at Pika, but that was nasty. Pika made him pay.
Pika ordered a quick 2-piece chicken nugget, and Aqua was a part of it. That's so unfortunate. Aqua's really been struggling so far in the solo competition, but I'm sure it's a breeze for him now, being that he had such a huge day yesterday. But jumping in with Zayt here.
Right now, Aqua's playing with house money. That's what we like to say. A huge performance from Zayt yesterday, but unfortunately for him, not going to be the case in Game 4. Hood J, his first elimination is on to one of Fortnite's greats, Zayt. But the fight continues against Dracones.
An artillery strike right here, and Dracones is going to have to back up here. Hood J is going to get a moment of peace because he's in the lowest level. He doesn't have to worry too much. Dracones trying to axe his way through the middle and ton of loot right there. That's his loot, respectively, if he can snatch it really quickly. But no, he's more focused on this battle right now. And sets up a cone as well.
And Dracones, you know, from the Brazilian region, so there's just aggression. That's what they do. They'll go after the fights, and they want to get in your face. They don't care. They don't care what region you're from.
Absolutely loving the rhythm right now. He's really messing with the cadence of his axes, but he's going to get punished. And now he's the one who's on the defense right here as he backs up and takes the defensive stance to go ahead and heal.
Doesn't have any shields, no minis, unlike Hood J, who has 2 more remaining. Well, some bandages.
Allow him to bounce back. He's got all the mats now, Golden Boy.
Yeah, he's got everything to work with. Sometimes you got to go and just farm up, pick up as much as you can. Or maybe even disengage from a fight. It may not be worth it. It's okay to disengage. Play the safe game. There's no reason that you got to get aggressive, get in their face. We understand that is what the region likes to do. But in this instance, hey, you're playing for the long game.
Yeah, and I talked with Macwood and Calculator in the Players Lounge for a while. And I asked him, what do you do if someone disengages? Do you respect a good disengage? And he says it depends, you know? If both of you guys are in a weird situation, they'll give it up.
No reason for you to go for a fight that you're just not comfortable with. Crew, though, he's looking for a fight right now. Has his player playing a little defense, but he ends up getting tagged, and now it's going to be him on the back foot. Has to take a moment. Pop a mini.
It's a best-case scenario for him because he still has a full whites here. He did not lose normal health points. It was just his shield that was ripped off there.
2 quality players right now scrambling against one another. Pika gets rid of the trees so that you can get above. You also get a little bit more resources out of this. Perhaps. It's right in front. Oh, man. Played around the corner there. And then Pika, he just had that brief moment to move away. Saw him move ever so slightly down low. Just saw the tip of his head.
It was an intense battle. Pika versus Crew. Crew, a double qualified competitor here. Didn't play in the duos competition yesterday. And of the 2, he's the one who just goes in. He's not the IGL. Let's see how he can handle himself here when just playing solos now. And he's in the zone. He's found himself in the zone.
Yeah, they're going to get ticked for 1 in the zone, and they're pretty far from it.
He doesn't want to play off that camera angle, but he's going to chuck a brilliant grenade right there. It's going to open up the box.
Now you're inside of the Storm Monster. What do? You're engaging in this fight. You're losing health little by little. What's the play now? Oh no!
Got the med kit, but he couldn't connect.
The play was just to go for it. Pika gets the better, but he's going to continue to tick for health. Does have a launch pad though. Can fly back. He's really far from the safe zone.
I just got to say, that was Crew's game to win. He managed to turn it around and get that right camera dominant angle back, and he could have had it at that moment, but Pika's prime positioning put him over the ramp. He lost sight of him. He let his guard down. He got punished for it.
And this is from Pika's perspective and how he got the better of Crew. With the burst SMG, the weapon that I happen to favor quite a bit. I like it, although I do like to set myself up for failure sometimes, so I'll pick up the burst SMG. It won't really end that well for me, but for these players here, they know how to take advantage of each item in Fortnite. They're so good at really working with what's in front of them. Now the format, as we mentioned before, we're pretty far from it, okay? So when you get to 25th place, that's when the placement points start to tick, but each elimination is going to give a crucial point. These have been some low point games. If you watch the online qualifiers wondering, man, We're seeing players getting 60, 70, 80 points, even 100 in some instances. Those are the online qualifiers, a different format. These are the best players in the world going against one another. The gameplay is going to slow down just a little bit as they all fight for the positioning.
Yeah, this is definitely that time in the game when everyone kind of positions up and the heavy congestion begins, but King doesn't care about that because he's King. He's looking for a fight in arguably the worst zone to fight in, approaching zone 4 and 5 here.
He's a savage. He's a savage. He does not want anyone else to sit upon that throne. It should only be him, but it's okay. Sometimes you don't have to be that thirsty. You can move away. That player popped that ramp in front of him. He gets out.
And look at this, look at that. That was so brilliant. He changes his angle there. He says, you know, I'm not going to use this side. I'm going to go around and start collapsing in on you, just losing or pushing that player out in uncomfortable ways.
Oh, I like this. He's going down low.
Master at finding angles here. He's just looking for the best way to break apart his opponent right now, and he's really playing mind games. Now, suddenly, this guy doesn't know what side he's safe on. He's losing all forms of real estate right here.
You know, King, he just constantly wants to be in your face. He's done it in each game that has happened, and he always seems to just know where everyone is. Like that is a trait that you know, a lot of the players that are up here, they do have it, but in this South American region like this, where there have been obviously not a lot of players coming out of this for this particular tournament, I think King has put this region on the map without a doubt.
He is truly representing here. This King's tracking is phenomenal. He's still keeping track of Tuesday here. Now deciding he's going to replenish some materials and refortify all of this area. Sanctioning to himself here. This is why he's in the running in the top 10 here. We saw him get taken out earlier before, but this is why he plays the high risk, high reward. If I'm being honest, that's how you take first place. You put it all out there and
go big or go home.
Everything goes in your favor, honestly.
Go big or go home. King fight over on the mountain there. Tuzi's next to him, as well as Keemstar. And King, he's gone. He's flying over to the next target here.
He just doesn't stop. Into another box fight he goes. And now he's going to reposition here and set up for the prime push.
This is ridiculous.
Look, he's still going.
He does not care, people. King wants to jump into your box. It's his box now! Oh, what a beast! What a beast!
He's not here to play. Laser's going to go down. King.
Bow down.
We thought Booga was one of the best box fighters. Hold up, it's time to do some reviews here, because King is putting himself on the map here.
All I want, Bala, if you're listening, I just want you to do a VOD review of King, okay?
Get us a VOD review, please.
Hopefully we can just agree on that. Wild stuff, man. Gets the window, boom, right to the face. Right to the kisser.
He's already looking.
What's wild about that fight, too, is a lot of players would have just stayed stationary in that position. Storm was coming in.
They would have been content with being somewhere safe.
He had a target and he just went right for it.
Incredible. Here we have Dubs now. Center zone. Still has a baller. Bucky still in the running here. Leshy also getting right next to Dubs. Also has a baller, so they're probably not going to get into too much of a battle, but who knows?
Maybe they'll
Storm
be baller
Surge
buddies.
Is still a thing. Maybe they'll be baller buddies.
Maybe. But you're right, though, about the Storm Surge. You really are, because if you're not putting in damage, 0 eliminations for Leshy right now. How many fights has he actually gotten into? Someone going to be above. There's Dubs. Minigun. That minigun goes right through your builds. Very powerful against structures.
Dubs, only with 2 eliminations, is actually the match leader, and that's because he's just pinging other players. Yes, just damage leader. And we just talked about Storm Surge. That's why you want to be proactive. You want to shoot at anything that moves. Because realistically, you don't know when you're going to find yourself in that precarious situation where you have to push someone like pretty much without wanting to.
And we were talking about this before we jumped on the cast. I think it was Zayt we were discussing. He's really good at not putting himself in a position, but still to get hurt, but still take shots. And Benji Fishy against Storm. first elim for him there.
Saw that, he put the trap above his head through the window edit, opens it up and hits him with the pump.
Now we're on his perspective. But as we were mentioning before, sometimes from a safe position, go for the shots. Go for the shots. Maybe you get a few takes. Damage perhaps, and King, he's taking fights outside as well.
King is still here to play Golden.
2 eliminations, 53 builds for him, running with that blue combat shotgun. Great range on that item. It's far away though from where the half-in, half-out circle is going to be. We're at zone 5. This is when things start to get a little crazy. What does King have as an option here? Is he looking for people on the move and then punishing them? Maybe trying to get the community launch pad perhaps if someone throws that down. What is he looking for here?
It really wouldn't even surprise me if he's just looking for elimination to recap on materials right now, because he doesn't have enough to full tunnel across here. Knowing his playstyle, he's probably going to want to push here. And there it is. He actually found a launch pad, so his game awareness was at an all-time high here. And take a look here. Tfue, nice little replay right there. One of his first elims.
First point, as a matter of fact, against Birds. Tfue on the board. The King. What are the chances of that one? He had a good old community launch pad right there. Great neighbors.
Paying attention to what's going on here. Can Tfue make a big comeback for himself here?
A little concerned about that player who had edited out. And Tfue did have the mark on him. Guy though, you hate that one. When you just get focused on so much. You're out and about trying your best to stay up in this game. And then everyone looks at you, and Tfue again, he's doing damage, but he's not getting the elimination. Other people are siphoning those away from him.
Yes, Prison Arrow was just snatched from him. That's another point that unfortunately does not go his way here. He does have some shadow bombs though, so he will be able to make it to this next zone. He decides that he's close enough to try and tarp in, but now he becomes the target of the server because he's only building in wood here.
People can take note of the structures being used. That will give you an indication as to where they are currently. Players do build around 2-box metal perhaps. Metal the strongest structure. In case you're wondering, maybe you're watching for the first time, wondering what's going on here. Your game 3 winner, Dubs. 2 eliminations, still has that baller, but it is a very weak baller. I mean, look at that thing, it is cracked up.
Not only that, he doesn't have health either. He is very, very weak here. He has tons of materials though. He just has to play for placement to continue to hold this lead that he has right now on the competition. King gets taken out by Mongrone, fortunately, right there, and Bugga is still in the running here as he catches Quexy, and the kill feed is lighting up right now as players are dropping, and we're approaching placement points finally here.
We're getting very close to it, Monster. Once we hit 25th place, everyone's going to start to earn some points. Right at the side of your screen, 3 points for everyone still alive, but Dubs, and we mentioned it, that baller was in dire straits. It was not going to be able to survive another rotation, and neither was he with the HP that he had currently. Then the rotations, everyone's starting to move here. They have some shadow bombs. They're going to use those and get to the other side, get to the safe area, build around and protect themselves, and hope that they can continue to gain more placements as we take a look at the overhead.
That's right. He was holding his breath because he needed to get that top 25. He didn't break it through in time. Everyone left in the game has already gotten placement points here, but you want to play for the next threshold. You want to continue to stay in this game here, as that's exactly what Tfue's doing with the Shadow Bomb, hopping around the builds here, trying to keep a low profile. Bizzle still in the running. One of the innovators when it comes down to tarping and pushing out with effective and clean builds.
Just one of the greats of Fortnite altogether. On the side, I was looking at this fight between Ruxin and Riversand. Riversand went for high ground numerous times, and Tfue gets eliminated by Mongrel. And then Rux has high ground, as you see on your screen to the left. Then you have Bizzle, still very much in this one. Takamura with 4 eliminations and earning placement points as more players begin to fall. And we're coming down to the final moments, Monster.
That's right, we are. And we're going to jump into Takamura's POV here because he has 4 eliminations, and he doesn't plan on stopping. Neither does Magro, because Magro catches Benji Fishy. Genji as well. Taking a look here at Takamura. Tarping out. He is going to fall down and he's going to get shot a few times here. What's he going to do is he's going for the high ground. He sees an opportunity. It's his to take. Now jumping over with Mongrels in the low ground. Drops another player right here. Is he going to be able to connect it full? Can he convert here? He does not.
So many players are landing in front of Mongrel here. Coming down to the wire. Top 9 remaining. One in front of Mongrel. Does he get the elim? He manages to just get away by the skin of his teeth. And now Mongrel gets up to the high ground. Maybe using this. If you keep jumping on the wall, you won't go out of the shadow state. He gets up top, but there's no one going to be there. There's a person all the way above him. Knocks the structure down. And the player does manage to catch himself and maintain the high ground positioning here. We have some great players still left in this game. But Mongrel with 4 eliminations is looking for number 5. And that was on Nate. We're now down to the final moments. Top 5 monster.
He had to fully commit there. Those are the maps that he needed. He's still in the game here. He's going to go all the way for it. And that's a trade out with the 109 to the face here.
Huge elimination.
Mongrel va a ganar.
We're into a 1v1v1v1. Top 4 players now. Mongrel in the ultimate low.
Ahí está la victoria sagrada. Luchan por allá. Defiende como puede. Aquí tiene que caer. Esperan que se va bastante y ganan. No. Que la pelaron.
Using the shockwaves in the
Gana el
final moments to
asiático.
snatch the high ground. Som claims a victory, but it's Mongrel
Victory.
who had a ton of elimination and really was the ruining factor for so many of our top 10 competitors in that round right there.
Mongrel was running a rough shot in the ultimate low ground, but it's Som, the
Creo que ganó un paraguas o algo así se puede ver.
performed in so many
Ahí vamos a ver la
competitions
repetición.
at a high level, and it's no surprise here when Som gets that high ground, everyone needs to look out. He's so good at that. Mongrel had no builds left, he had no HP to work with. He did the job he needed to do.
Eso fue
Top 2,
increíble.
he got second place and a bunch of eliminations. And Shockwave late game again, monster. Such a great piece of
Y le
equipment
gana a
that you can
Mongrel.
use.
Creo que era Mongrel.
Right there, stands up, flexes, hits the let's go. He's feeling good. That's a huge accomplishment to take a victory. And just you only have so many opportunities to win a game here. Just to do that alone, it's magnificent.
Yeah, it really magnificent is the best word that I could think of.
¿Te imaginas que yo algún día
moments.
vaya a
Games 3 and
comentar
4
lo que pasa?
certainly did not disappoint. Oh, that was a wild game. Here are the standings though. Boca still holding on to first place. Look how far ahead he is. 8 points
La anterior
currently.
fue de
But
12,
Psalm now
que
jumps
fue de
in
15,
to second place.
pero esta vez
Nate
son de
in
12,
third.
y el tipo que se
who's
hizo
managed to
12,
put
14
together some
kills,
great games,
otra vez
is
King
in
con
fourth.
hartos
Rux
kills.
as well.
Este
Epic
tipo
Whale in
no deja de
6th.
sorprender.
Skype and Dubs get knocked down to 7 and 8, and King,
O creo que
who
no
has
son
been
kills,
very
creo que son
aggressive,
huevadas
is
que
in
son
9th. And
fakes.
then Peter
Cuando me
Pan
enteran
from
que no
South
son
Korea
kills y
in
todo eso, está
10th
vale.
place.
Doing so good. The last player we saw in 11th
Creo que
place,
son
Epic Whale,
puntos,
shot
no sé qué
himself up
mamadas,
to that
pero
front page,
algo así, yo
guys.
creo que
So
son
don't
kills.
count out Andretto, Benji, Savage, or anyone else here in the top 20 because they have what it takes. Look at how close the point threshold is.
Yeah.
Everyone is in the running for top 10 right here, and that's life-changing prize on the line here. The stakes are so high.
Yeah, the gap is so small, and these players have the capability of being able
Bueno,
to
este
get
es el directo. Bye bye.
4 games remain. Wonder who's going to take it all, but let's go down to the stage. We got